Hello, everybody. This is Rob Willard, Platte County, Missouri Treasurer. Thank you for taking some time to listen to me again today, as you did last week, as we continue our conversation about how our government is continuing to operate and function and provide essential services to the public. I also want to highlight some things in the community as many of our brave citizens are addressing these challenging times. We are operating differently, as was the case last week, and as the case is today. The Platte County Administration Building remains closed to the public. The courthouse remains closed to the public, but we are continuing to provide vital services to the public. For example, our county commission met yesterday in an untraditional manner. The meeting was broadcast over YouTube, and we had to limit the number of people in the commission meeting room to stay within guidelines of no more than 10 people. I hope you had a chance to watch the meeting and stay informed as to the functioning and the ongoings of our government. I'll provide a link later when the commission meets again, but I want to assure you that we remain transparent and open to the public as to everything that is going on. I received a lot of encouraging messages from all of you from last week, as well as a number of questions, and I want to keep you updated the best I can as to what's going on. First of all, one of the main questions that many of you asked was, how can you help? What more can you do to help your community in these trying times? I posted on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Platte Treasurer, a call for supplies that has come from Platte County Commissioner Dagmar Wood and Todd Fain, a member of the Park Hill School Board. What we're trying to get is many supplies as possible, such as cleaning supplies, protective equipment, for the most vulnerable in our county. We're focusing on nursing homes, senior home centers, as well as services for the developmentally disabled. If you know of churches, businesses, community members, anyone who can contribute supplies in this time of need, we would appreciate it. We also understand that a number of you would be willing to provide these essential items, but you've incurred cost, and the county would be happy to talk to you at fair market value of purchasing these necessary supplies so that we all remain protected. So please take a look at that notice and do what you can. Another important question had to do with our county's financial situation. And as I reported today and posted on Facebook and Twitter and other outlets, our county's sales and use tax revenues are down 11%. Now, let me caution you about those numbers and give a little bit more context. When it comes to our sales tax and our use tax, the use tax being sales tax collected on out-of-state purchases, those numbers always reflect purchases from 2 months prior. For instance, a store in February may sell an item, but they will send Jefferson City the sales tax for those purchases in March, which will then be distributed to county government in April. If you want to think of it one way, it's like the Chiefs win the Super Bowl at the beginning of February, but we don't get the results till the beginning of April. So these numbers reflect the county's economic condition, or a snapshot of it, as of 2 months ago. And although those numbers are troubling, they continuing a troubling trend that began last year as we saw signs of a slowdown in the economy. But I will add the caveat that those numbers do not reflect sales during the period of quarantine or stay-at-home orders. I promised to be candid with you when we last spoke, and nothing about that is going to change. Very likely, the next sales tax report will show even darker numbers, as will the report after that, until such a time comes that we can continue resuming at least some sense of normalcy with our day-to-day lives. It's important to be prepared. The county has taken steps to prepare by building a reserve of money, and we're prepared to face a number of these challenges. However, these are challenges unlike anything we've ever seen before. So I want everyone to be prepared when those numbers come out in a month, 2 months, or even longer down the road, because the road to recovery is going to be a long one, but we will get there eventually. In other news, with our community, unfortunately, the scourge of the virus continues. The number of COVID-19 cases in Platte County has risen to 33. Not as many as New York City or other communities across our country, but that is double what the report was last week. In fact, as I speak to you, those numbers have probably already been updated. For more information, please go to the Platte County, Missouri Health Department's website, and they will give you updated daily numbers as to what the current situation is with the number of COVID-19 cases in our county. We still have to do our part, protecting ourselves and protecting others. In closing, I would be remiss if I didn't point out that this is a very important week. It's the week of Passover. It is the week of Easter. And from those messages and those stories, I believe we can find hope. Whether it was Moses leading the Israelites to freedom through the desert, or Christ dying on the cross, being resurrected 3 days later, there is a common thread in our history of humanity that is equal to all of us. Sacrifice, challenging adversity, hope, and most importantly, faith. And so in this very incredibly important week, and in these troubling times, that's what I want to leave with you. Hope and faith. Not simply in a higher power, but in each other as well. Our neighbors and our friends. If we keep believing in each other, we can get ourselves through this situation. I believe in you. I believe we can. I know we can. Thanks for listening. We'll talk again soon. And remember, we're all in this together.